What is up, everybody? It's Cobes here, and today I am back with another Fortnite video. In today's video, I'm going over the 5 best loadouts, in my opinion, in this new meta. Because I've made this video before. For the old meta, I may have told you to use the double pump. If you're watching that video, well, click off of it. Somehow know you're watching that and get the fuck off that video and watch this one instead. I want everyone to tell me what your favorite loadouts are in this current meta. For me, I call it the spray and pray meta. The spray and pray basically means explosives and SMGs. Miniguns, LMGs, or any other SMG, you just spray it until the enemy's dead. Or you chuck C4s, clingers, grenades, shoot RPGs or grenade launchers until the enemy's dead. You just spray, you fucking hope. If you have any sort of aim, it's alright, you're gonna kill the motherfucker. So this is the current meta. Let's go over the 5 best loadouts. Make sure to drop a like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications, guys. Let's get into it. So for my first most basic meta, but I still think it's the most usable, or at least one of the most usable in this current meta, I think honestly it's alright. It's not my favorite, but if you like sniping, I would say this is probably going to be your go-to meta. So I would say AR, it's still maybe not essential, but it's still very usable. And AR from long distance is really the only way to do damage, except for with the sniper, I would say. AR or 3-round burst, whatever it may be. I think the SMGs, like the silenced SMG, is more for mid-range, but for that super far range, if you don't want to get into those fights, you don't have to be honest. You can rush the person and get into super close range gun battles, but for this one, I would say you have all the different options. Super long range, medium range, and very close range. So AR for that medium to super far range, or a little bit shorter than super far, I would say, because we do have a sniper. Then the heavy shotgun, which is obviously the go-to shotgun. If you guys don't know why, well, just look up heavy shotgun. And then go to like the search settings and type in maybe this week, or do heavy shotgun 300 damage. Type that in, check it out. But honestly, the heavy shotgun is easily the best shotgun in the game as of right now. It was in the last update, but it's even better now that you can't double pump. But I think the double heavy shotgun was a little bit too OP. I personally like the change. So now we have the tactical SMG alongside the heavy shotgun. So it really depends. It depends on how much damage you're doing to someone. If you hit them with a mean heavy shotgun shot, whip out that tactical SMG and finish them off. Or if you don't do so much damage, you can keep out that heavy shotgun, do a little bit more damage, then finish them off with the tactical SMG. Honestly though, I'm gonna be honest, like, I can't just sit here and lie to you guys. Let's be honest with each other. The tactical SMG is godly. It is so amazing. It doesn't matter if you have a green, a blue, or a purple. They're all god tier. I honestly think they're a little bit OP. I think they could be nerfed a little bit. You can spray someone down. If you want to take out the heavy shotgun, you can, but if you want to just use the tactical SMG and do only damage with that, it's definitely usable. And then the sniper rifle for that super long range. I honestly don't think the sniper rifle is necessarily in meta at this point. I think there are some really good snipers out there, but it's not essential. Let's say for me, like, I play duo squads a lot, so this may be my go-to meta because I need to take someone down, so it's a 2-on-3 instead of 4-on-2, you know? So I think the sniper could be usable for that, but if you're playing solos or duos and you really have a nice sniper shot, I would say go for it. But if you don't, then just watch out for my other loadouts. And then minis to end it off. I didn't add, you know, minis or healing in all of these, but I would say 1 healing is good enough for most of these loadouts. Moving on to my next loadout, I gave it to the silenced SMG for that mid-range. So this whole loadout is based on mid to close range. This is definitely fitting the spray and pray meta, as I call it. So the silenced SMG is definitely good close range. It just got a recent nerf, but it has been buffed in the previous 3 updates. It's still very usable and very good, but I would say the medium range is about 20 meters away, which isn't very far away, I'll be honest. It's not like an AR distance, but 20 meters away, do some little poke damage possibly, and then move in for the kill, unless you just spray him down with the SMG and get the full kill, which the SMG is super accurate. It still is, but the fall off damage is a little bit worse than it used to be last update. I don't know the exact numbers, but even if I did, I probably wouldn't say them on video. Moving on, we have the shotgun, and I think the shotgun isn't always like an essential item in your loadout in this meta, but I think it is good still, especially for doing like a solid 80 damage, or maybe if you hit them in the head like 120, 130, whatever it may be, and then you move in with the SMG and get the kill. I would say for almost all these loadouts, you're probably going to get an SMG kill 60% of the time, 50% of the time, but most of the time the SMG is going to be what you're getting kills with. And then moving on, we have the Tommy gun, which is an absolute beast for spraying down walls, and once those walls are sprayed down, doing damage. If you guys did not know, the Tommy gun shoots so fast that, let's say a guy is like consistently building walls and walls and you're trying to spray him down. If you're aiming at him, you can actually do damage even if he's trying to build his walls as fast as he humanly possibly can. It doesn't matter. You're still going to be doing a little bit of damage. You'll sneak a couple shots through his walls before he can build them. So that's a pretty interesting fact if you guys did not know that. But it's still good if it's like a one-on-one and you're spraying someone down. This thing is amazing if you crouch, stand up, crouch, stand up. If you guys know how to do that, just spam B if you're on Xbox, or spam whatever else. If you're on PC, you probably already know, or PS4. I think that's a very good tip. And then we have C4s and clingers. What do I really have to say about these? C4s and clingers are honestly so good at this point. If you guys didn't know about clingers, if you throw two at a wall, that someone's like, let's say there's a stair and then the guy has a wall right in front. If you throw one, it's going to explode and basically do nothing. It's going to damage the wall. But if you throw two on the same spot and the guy's still standing there in a 1x1, it will hurt him. It will damage him. It can possibly kill him depending on how much health he has. But if you throw three, they'll all explode at the same time. And he has to get out of that situation or he will die. And then C4 is obviously just amazing at this point. Moving on, we have the Famas. For our next loadout, I think the Famas is definitely usable. If you guys like have any enemies who are standing still, you can hit easily 3 shots and maybe even some headshots alongside that. The tactical SMG is our next gun. I don't really feel like sitting here and explaining it again. It's a substitute for the shotgun most of the time, I would say. And then the RPG, I think the RPG is just too good to pass up in this current meta. You must take the RPG. It's not necessarily for even killing someone. It's for destroying their walls and making them lose their mats. And once they have no mats, then you can even go in for the kill with the RPG if you really wanted to. But a good tip, I would say, if you're facing an average player, if he keeps building, he'll keep building, trust me. Most players will. They won't rush you necessarily. But if they do, then you can try to do something different. But if he keeps building and he doesn't push towards you, all you have to do, keep spraying that RPG. It will tear down all of his walls. Let's say he builds like 30 walls. It'll probably tear down all of them. And now he's down 300 mats. Moving on, we have C4s, and that's obvious, and minis. So this is more of that, like Famas, I would say, is very accurate, very amazing for doing far range and medium range damage. Tactical SMG for close range, RPG for tearing down walls, C4s for tearing down walls, and also doing damage. Honestly, RPG and C4s both do damage, and then minis are an obvious choice because, you know, you might need some healing after blowing yourself up. So now I have a duo and squad loadout meta, which I honestly think this is meta for especially for duos and squads. More so for squads, I would say. Like, if you use this, you're a piece of shit, but if you want to win, you might as well use it. Okay, starting off, we have the AR, which is just nothing I really have to explain. Then we have the LMG, which is so fucking good for tearing down walls. And it's really good for doing damage. It's inconsistent, but it's still good for doing damage if you're just spraying it. Let's just be honest. Then the Tommy gun, it's the same thing as the LMG. It may be a little bit inconsistent because it has such a wide bullet spread and bloom, but it still is good for doing damage and tearing down walls. C4 is great for doing damage and tearing down walls. And then the minigun. If you use this, I would... Please don't use this against me. Please do not use this against me. I'm sorry to say, but especially for squads, even duos, if one of your teammates, no, fuck that. If both of your teammates are running this in duos, what can the enemy really do? What can the enemy realistically do? If two people are spraying LMGs at you, what can you really do? You can try to pump them. Let's say, you know, you go in for the kill. You go in for the kill because they can't do enough damage to kill you. You pump them in the head for the cleanest pump shot in the world. Well, they're still not dead. And most likely by that point, if you rush in like that, you still have two people spraying their life away at you. Like, honestly, you're dead. You're dead. I don't really know exactly what you do. I remember seeing Tfue die to like an LMG spray. Or no, it was a minigun spray in a tournament, in a Fortnite Friday tournament. I think it was just recently. And then Cloaksy came in and he died from the minigun spray as well. It was non-stop. He tried to run away. He couldn't. He was very low on health. And see, once you're low on health from the LMG spray or the minigun spray, you most likely want to run away. You're not going to push in because you know maybe you're 4 or 5 shots away from being dead, maybe even 1 or 2. And at that point, if you rush in, they just have to hit one motherfucking shot. So honestly, I hate this loadout. I hate that this game has come to this, but it's honestly good. For my last loadout, I would say RPG or grenade launcher, perfect. Shotgun for that very close range when you need it. C4, clingers, grenades. I'm not even lying. See, these two loadouts may seem like jokes. They may seem like jokes. This is another one where I wouldn't use it in solos, but it's another duo squad one. And I know a lot of people play duos and squads, but use the RPG grenade launcher for just explosive damage. C4 for explosive damage. Clingers, explosive damage, and grenades for explosive damage. I'm not lying to you. I've used a similar setup to this. I had 9 clingers and 10 grenades. Guess what? I threw it at one team. What can they do? They try to back up, but I'll throw grenades behind them, in front, behind, and front. Clingers behind and front, left, right, side, center, up, down. Where can they go? They can't. Like, sometimes in this game, I'm gonna be honest, there's nothing you can do. There is not a single thing that can save you. And I would say this meta, this loadout, in this meta, they're really, like, most of the time, there aren't things that can save you. I would say in the previous meta, you can build up. Not in this one. You really can't build up and heal. I feel like you can't. Especially in duos and squads, because you're gonna get fucking shot down. And you know, the most, I don't know if it's ironic, but the funniest thing about it, like, the worst players use these loadouts, and then the best players have to as well, to even like match up with the worst players. Because if you're horrible, this meta, which I would say the meta is explosives and spraying, whatever gun you spray with, it totally outclasses anyone who's good at building. Totally. Like, me and my friend Silva, we were in a duo competitive tournament, and we were both we were both in a build battle with this one guy. Like, it was one of those guys who keeps building and never takes the shot, you know what I mean? Like, they just build to sky limit without shooting ever, and then, you know, eventually they'll build to the sky limit and then drop down and try to break it. Like, oh, this guy, he didn't even want to fight me, so fuck him, I'll just break down this whole base. It's like, please guys, if you're in a build battle, shoot. You have to take shots when you have the advantage. That's a big tip from me. But we got our base exploded down within seconds. Like, you have no time to respond, even though there was a lot of like supporting ramps, supporting floors, supporting walls, all of that it took a pretty long time to break it down. But in squads, it's not going to take very long if a couple people have C4s, grenades, RPGs, clingers, whatever it may be. You know, grenade launchers. It's inevitable that we built up too high and then we both fell to our death. So, guys, honestly, this meta, it's cancerous. The more and more I talk about it, the more I think it just, there's no skill involved with it. That's what I feel. Even like grenades and clingers, they may seem a little bit underwhelming, but they can definitely do some work. The RPG is unbelievable. Like I would say, do not get into huge build battles in duos or squads unless you know your friends are down there killing the enemies. If you're getting into a build battle with one person, then you just best believe, especially in squads, that your whole fucking tower is getting taken down. Honestly, it pisses me off, but that's what you got to deal with. You got to play the low game now, and if you're playing high, you only go up maybe 4 or 5, so you know you can survive that fall damage. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you did enjoy. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.